The time is 8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Anjana Dodamgoda and read by Tilani Pires. The headlines. The President takes swift action to support stranded Sri Lankans in Israel. The head of state envisions Indian Ocean's crucial role in emerging new world order at Galle Dialogue. 1.2 billion rupee AIM system launched to make aeronautical navigation information service efficient. More than 300 trees in the CMC area pose a potential threat to the people and properties. Veteran actor Jackson Anthony reaches his final resting place. And on international news, the US President Biden urges Israel to follow rules of war. And on sports news, rising star Ranisma Lianage dominates Australian rival in Bendigo International. The President's Media Division said President Ranil Wickremesinghe has instructed the authorities to ensure that assistance is provided to all Sri Lankans stranded and affected by the attacks in Israel. They said any Sri Lankan in need of assistance could get help via hunting telephone number 94-117-966-396 and on WhatsApp number 94-767-463-391. Those numbers once again: hunting telephone number 94-117-966-396 and on 94-767-463-391 or email to opsenga@gmail.com. Repeating, email opsenga@gmail.com. In a briefing to the Cabinet, President Ranil Wickremesinghe expressed deep concern over the recent attacks in Israel and its implications on Sri Lankans and Israelis residing in both countries. President Wickremesinghe emphasized the need for immediate action to ensure the safety of Sri Lankans working in Israel. He directed the Minister of Foreign Affairs to locate and ensure the well-being of these individuals. Additionally, he called for assistance in facilitating the return of Israelis, including tourists and employees from Sri Lanka to Israel, and urged the police to provide necessary security measures for Israelis within Sri Lanka. President Ranil Wickremesinghe delivered a significant keynote address at the 11th edition of the Galle Dialogue International Maritime Conference, which aimed to strengthen regional maritime cooperation and formulate a global strategy to face common challenges in the maritime domain. The conference commenced today under the theme Emerging New Order in the Indian Ocean. Delivering the keynote address, President Wickremesinghe began commending the Sri Lankan Navy for recommencing the Galle Dialogue after the COVID-19 break. The President emphasized the importance of rethinking the focus of the Galle Dialogue in light of the changes brought about by the pandemic. President Wickremesinghe pointed out that the focus should primarily be on the Indian Ocean and the surrounding area. The head of state acknowledged the role of Dr. Ram Madhav, a pioneer of the Indian Ocean Conference, in drawing attention to the region. President Ranil Wickremesinghe highlighted the uniqueness of the Indian Ocean as a civilization rather than a construct, emphasizing its rich history, diverse cultures, and religious significance. It has been identified that more than 300 trees located within the Colombo Municipal Council areas pose a potential threat to the people and properties, and a special committee has been appointed to look into the matter and remove the threats immediately, a minister said. The State Minister said that he chaired a discussion on preventive action on dangerous trees falling and precautionary measures to mitigate possible hazards in urban areas as at the Disaster Management Centre in Colombo yesterday. The Ministry of Defence said that the State Minister gave instructions to the relevant officials to prepare a proper system which would ensure trees that are most suited and of good quality are planted in suburban areas. He also directed an official of the National Building Research Organisation to obtain technical assistance from institutions such as the Department of National Botanical Gardens and the University of Peradeniya and carry out studies on technical methods used by countries such as Singapore to identify trees at risk of falling in suburban areas and to prepare a long-term solution to prevent such accidents. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
People's Bank Excelsior. Live the life you want.
The final rites of veteran actor Jackson Anthony was performed in Ragama today. The funeral took place at the St. Peter and Paul's Church in Ragama today this afternoon. He was an award-winning actor, while Jackson Anthony was also a producer, director, historian, novelist, screenwriter, lyricist, television host and a singer. Issuing a message of condolence, President Ranil Wickremesinghe said the untimely passing of Jackson Anthony is an immense loss to the Sri Lankan creative arts industry. The United States naval ship Brunswick arrived at the port of Colombo on a formal visit yesterday. The 103 meters long spearheaded class expeditionary fast transport vessel is manned by a crew of 24 and she is commanded by Captain Andrew H. Pretty. During their stay in Colombo, the crew of the ship is expected to visit some of the tourist attractions in the country. Meanwhile, USNS Brunswick is scheduled to depart the island on the 15th of October 2023. That ends local news to now.
People's Bank Excelsior, a comprehensive banking services package with a branded checkbook as well as debit and credit card exclusively for you. People's Bank Excelsior, for professionals who dare to dream.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
India and Sri Lanka today signed 3 new bilateral agreements aimed at enhancing cooperation between the two countries when India's Minister of External Affairs, Dr. S. Jaishankar, met with President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the Presidential Secretariat and held extensive discussions to further strengthen Indo-Sri Lankan relations. Furthermore, the inauguration of the third phase of the housing project supported by Indian loan assistance was conducted during the meeting, while an initial allocation of 1.026 million had been allocated per unit. For the fourth phase, it was necessary to revise the budget to 2.8 million rupees per unit due to increased housing unit costs. To uplift the lives of Sri Lankan citizens, the Government of India has committed to providing additional funds for the speedy completion of 9 development projects in the country, which are currently supported by the Government of India. The relevant agreement for this initiative was also signed today. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
And on Watch Light tonight, the Colombo Municipality's Health Department has taken precautionary measures to close classes of several schools to combat the spread of an eye disease called conjunctivitis within the city limits. Accordingly, classes in 3 grades of the Kotahena Central College have been temporarily closed till next Friday. A statement from the CMC revealed that approximately 100 students from the Kotahena Madhya Vidyalaya have fallen victim to the contagious eye disease. Consequently, all classes for the 6th, 7th and 8th grades at the school have been suspended. Speaking on the matter, Colombo's Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Ruan Vijayamuni, said the Colombo Municipal Council has identified the disease as conjunctivitis, commonly known as pink eye. He said it is believed to be spreading rapidly in schools located in Colombo West, Colombo Central, Colombo North and Boral areas under Council's jurisdiction. Dr. Vijayamuni requested people not to panic over the disease as it is not fatal. Health officials have listed several symptoms associated with this disease, including redness in one or both eyes, itching, excessive tears, headaches, sensitivity to light and dry eyes. If children are experiencing these symptoms for more than 5 days, parents are urged to seek immediate medical attention from an ophthalmologist. The Colombo Municipal Council also urges residents to practice good hygiene, such as washing hands regularly and avoiding touching their eyes to minimize the risk of infection. That came to you in Watchlight. Moving on with world news and the headlines first. The US President Biden urges Israel to follow rules of war. Tanzania expects to launch 5th oil and gas licensing around June. Cricket World Cup, India-Pakistan players friendship off the field. President Joe Biden has urged Benjamin Netanyahu to follow the rules of war after the Israeli Prime Minister vowed to destroy Hamas following the Palestinian militants' brutal attack. The 80-year-old president, who has dispatched a U.S. aircraft carrier to the region in a show of support for Israel, also warned Hamas backer Iran to be careful. Biden told a gathering of U.S. Jewish community leaders at the White House that The attacks on Israel, in which 1,200 people were killed, was the deadliest day for Jews since the Holocaust. But Israel responded with air strikes on Gaza, which Palestinian officials say have killed more than 1,000 people. Biden said he had spoken earlier to Netanyahu. Tanzania is expecting to officially launch the country's fifth oil and gas licensing round by June and award licenses to the winners by December the same year, the Director General of its Petroleum Upstream Regulatory Authority said on Thursday. Pura Director General Charles Sangweni said by the end of the first quarter of 2024 or in between the first and second quarter, we will launch the bidding round or the road show at the sidelines of an African oil and gas conference in Cape Town. Whenever India and Pakistan meet on a cricket pitch, the world witnesses another installment of what is one of the sport's most fiercely contested rivalries. And when the two meet at a World Cup, and they will on 14th October in the western Indian state of Gujarat, anticipation is driven to feverish extremes. The nuclear-armed neighbours share a fraught relationship and have fought 3 wars since 1947, when India was partitioned after independence and Pakistan was created. But despite the frosty relations, their cricketing history is replete with stories of love, respect between the two teams. Back to the world news headlines. The US President Biden urges Israel to follow rules of war. Tanzania expects to launch 5th oil and gas licensing round by June. Cricket World Cup, India and Pakistan players friendship off the field. That ends world news.
Development news.
An inaugurated aeronautical information management system was launched by the Minister of Ports, Shipping and Aviation, Nima Siripala de Silva, on October 10th at the Bandaranaike International Airport, representing a much significant advancement in the delivery of aeronautical navigation information service. This state-of-the-art system was implemented at a cost of 1.2 billion rupees. This cutting-edge system empowers pilots, air traffic controllers and airlines to provide and maintain a high-quality aeronautical navigation information service, which is indispensable for the safe, profitable and efficient execution of flight operations. Notably, the Top Sky Aeronautical Information Management System, made in France by Thales, will be fully operational at the BIA from 10th October 2023. By implementing this new computer operating system, the aeronautical information publication, widely regarded as the cornerstone of aeronautical information service, will be easily accessible and updated using digital technology. That ends development news.
Sports news is brought to you by Shakti. Refresh your mind and body. Shakti Energy Drink. 350 rupees only. Available at island-wide leading groceries and supermarkets. Shakti. Taste the power.
Sports badminton. In a stunning display of skill and prowess, Sri Lanka's rising badminton star Ranisma Liyanage yesterday emerged victorious in the women's singles round of 32 at the prestigious 2023 Bendigo International presented by Yonex. The event, boasting a generous prize pool of $15,000 and categorized as an international challenge event, has attracted top talent from across the globe. Liyanage showcased exceptional talent by defeating Australia's Ira Samir Acharya. Liyanage showcased her exceptional talent by defeating Australia's Ira Samir Acharya with an impressive score of 21-7, 21-4. She is now set to face a formidable opponent, Singapore's Yu Yang Jasli Hui, in the round of 16, promising a thrilling clash today. That came to you in sports news.
Shakti. Refresh your mind and body. Shakti Energy Drink. 350 rupees only. Available at island-wide leading groceries and supermarkets. Shakti. Taste the power.
Go ekakthiyana youth ekata life eke change ekata niyameta set wenna as wahagena dagapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship ekata menna.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Celebrating the 60th anniversary of the National Lotteries Board, a special event took place on Tuesday at the Presidential Secretariat presided over by President Ranil Wickremesinghe. During this occasion, the NLB introduced two new lottery ticket offerings, namely Mega Millions and Mega 60, into the market. Additionally, cheques were awarded to the recipients of the super prizes. The fortunate recipients of the super prizes for the 3,471 and 3,477 lotteries were winner Rasanji Pereira, who received a prize of 61,271,108 rupees, and the winner Chaminda Javikrama was presented with a cheque amounting to 60,503,772 rupees. That came to you in Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekakti youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
And on economic news, the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau has unveiled a new campaign under the slogan Sri Lanka, you will come back for more at the International French Travel Market Trade Show in Paris, France. Issuing a statement, the SLTPB said Sri Lanka had a strong momentum at the IFTM Top Racer with the presence of 27 exhibiting companies. Sri Lanka is back after 2021 with its new destination branding, You Will Come Back for More. This is the first travel show after the new brand identity was adopted. France is among the top 7 tourist generating markets for Sri Lanka, with over 44,000 tourists accounted for the first 9 months of 2023, just behind UK and Germany from Europe. That came to you in economic news.
Weather report.
The meteorology department says showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island during the afternoon or night. Fairly heavy showers above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in the over, central and eastern provinces. Showers may occur in the western, southern provinces during the morning too. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the central, Sabragamu and over provinces during the morning. That was the weather report. And now to end this news broadcast, the main points once again. The President takes swift action to support stranded Sri Lankans in Israel. The head of state envisions Indian Ocean's crucial role in emerging new world order at Galle Dialogue. 1.2 billion rupee AIM system launched to make aeronautical navigation information service efficient. More than 300 trees in the CMC area pose a potential threat to the people and properties. Veteran actor Jackson Anthony reaches his final resting place. And on international news, the US President Biden urges Israel to follow rules of war. And on sports news, rising star Ranisma Lianage dominates Australian rival in Bendigo International. That ends this news broadcast, and now it's back to our friend, as always, on a Thursday night, Mariela Van Dort, all set and ready to give you great music, as always, on a Thursday night, at your request, of course. Back to you, Mariela, once again.